Hey, it's Kathleen from Old World Farmhouse. It's so cold that I've got my scarf on inside the house and a sweatshirt and two shirts underneath. However, spring has sprung and I am really dying to make my new 10-item wardrobe for spring. And this time of year, since the seasons are changing, I always feel like going out and buying new clothes. But before I do that, and of course, you can't just always run out and buy new clothes, right? Before I do that, I thought I'm feeling a little bit like uninspired for spring. I feel like it's kind of this difficult season where you want to dress light, but it can still be plenty cold. So then you've got that whole like transitional dressing thing. Anyway, I decided to turn for inspiration to the interwebs, and I looked up a couple articles on Who What Wear. That's a really fun little website if you are interested in fashion. They've got just endless interesting articles, but I found two articles on there about what's trending for spring. And of course, it doesn't really matter. I feel like everything's in style all the time, everywhere anymore, and trends are somewhat arbitrary, but I do think that they can kind of get your creative juices flowing and kind of help you see what you've already got in new ways and put it together in new ways that maybe you hadn't thought of. So I went on there to see kind of what is trending for spring 2024. And I found this article where they listed out, 9 or 10 things. And then I found another article where they said that actually the shift dress is trending again. I mean, when are they out of style, right? Like Jackie Kennedy Onassis in a shift dress, that's always in style, right? But that's my first idea. I do have some shift dresses. I'm going to get those out and take a look. And they saying for spring, a little shift dress with ballet flats, very, very 1960s. So I might try out a couple of the shift dresses that I own and maybe put one or two in my rotation for spring. If you're not familiar with the 10-item wardrobe, I'll link my playlist down below. But the idea of the 10-item wardrobe is that you have more than 10 items of clothing, obviously, but for any given season, you just wear 10 core pieces in like a heavy rotation, and they all go with each other. And then you have some extras too, like cardigans, sweatshirts, sweaters, scarves. Those don't count towards the 10 items. Shoes don't count. And then everything else that you own is stored away. The advantage of this is that it's really easy to get dressed because you just have this tiny amount of clothing that all works together. And the second advantage is that when you get tired of that stuff and it's time for a new season, you kind of get to go shopping and you forget about things that you had, and then they feel really new again because they've been stored away. And so before I go shopping, I'm going to shop my closet, or my big giant tote of clothes is more accurate. Who What Wear article, I will link it for you down below. I'll link both of these because there's some sweet pictures of Jackie Onassis in a shift dress and Brigitte Bardot in a shift dress in Saint-Tropez, which I wish I could just be there right now. So the next one this is apparently trending for spring, or this was all over the spring runways. Extraordinary, everyday, elevated basics. So I guess by basics they mean like a button-down shirt or button-up shirt, but maybe sort of like tied or wrapped to make it look extra elegant. That would be the elevation part. Or like a blazer, but then you put like a beautiful brooch on it, or belt it, or something to kind of fancy it up a little bit. I have a linen shirt that kind of ties in the front that makes it look a little elevated. We'll try that. Maybe that'll be one of my pieces. Another trend is the color sky blue. I guess is trending, like wearing head to toe sky blue. I do love wearing blue. I think it's a good color for me. If it's not a good color for you, like big deal. The fact that a color is trending, who cares? But I do actually happen to have quite a bit of sky blue just by accident. So that's cool that it's trending, and I'm gonna pull those pieces out and emphasize them. Flat shoes, that's great. I have a couple pairs of ballet flats. I would love to get these little jelly mesh ballet flats from Okabashi. I have a pair of their sandals and they are wonderful, and you can wash them in the dishwasher I love that. I would love to get these little ballet flats too. They're trending this year, not the Okabashi ones, but just apparently ballet flats are in and they're trendy. Modern romantic, that is like chiffon, frills, bows, pink, lace, everything really, really feminine. So I have a dress that is a Liberty print fabric and it has some little ruffles at the neck. And it is very kind of like prairie, Little House on the Prairie meets English country. I think that kind of works for modern romantic. I'm a little tired of it. I sort of wore it to death the past couple years, but I might get that out and try it since it's trending after all. I don't know. Comfort, drapey clothing, things that are pleated or ruched. I do have a pleated skirt, so I might try that and see how that works. I'm not much into the drapey at all. Like I prefer more of a tailored look. A couple years ago, I read a book by I can't remember his name. I will try to link it down below. It was really cool, but he was a fashion professor at Pratt in New York, and he said there's kind of two styles of female dressing, and one is Grecian, which is like flowy, and then the other one is like Egyptian. Think like Cleopatra, or like Liz Taylor Cleopatra, like more, I guess the Egyptians too were really into like sleek lines and tailoring compared to the Greeks. And in his mind, there's this like divergence in fashion, and some people prefer one and some people, I definitely go towards more the sleek Egyptian camp, even though I don't like the super minimalist sleek look. Anyway, drapery, bags, big oversized bags, or an oversized tote. I have a huge canvas LL Bean, one of those like boat totes. Maybe I'll try that as a bag. Skirts are back, all kinds of skirts, all different silhouettes, see-through kind of like sheer fabrics. I don't know. I've got lots of skirts. I love skirts. So I'll get all my skirts out and put some of those in. And I read in another article, I think in like Vogue's 24 spring, that red, like pops of red are really big. So I do have one red skirt. Maybe I'll try that for spring. I tend to think of it more as a winter item, but who knows? Anyway, this has really got my creative juices flowing. Okay, so I'm gonna go look in my closet and try to put together 10 items today and that are on trend and feel fresh and new to me. That's the main thing, because I'm getting so bored with all my clothes. And we'll see at the end of trying to put together my 10 items and doing all this research about trends and everything, I think what I'll do is I'll put together a spring mood board, and then I will see if there's anything that I want to put on a shopping list to look for. So let's get started. I've got this style board on Pinterest. If you want to look at it, it's at Old World Farmhouse, or Old World House is my Pinterest handle. And I found myself being really inspired over and over by these big full skirts with like a blue button up on the top, and everything from the Ralph Lauren Polo Ralph Lauren Spring Summer Ready to Wear collection. I pinned a ton of those images. I don't know, I just kept going after these skirts. So this is I pulled these pins out from my style board onto a separate mood board just for spring. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to look at what I've got, and I'm just going to put some things together, about 10 items, and I'm going to go through the week. And next time I'm planning to do a what I wore in a week with my 10 items for spring. And I really want to nail this transitional dressing thing. So I will see you next week with another fashion video, and I look forward to seeing you Sunday with a home video, home interiors vlog. And thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you're having fun looking for your own spring wardrobe inspiration. I highly encourage you to just go on Pinterest and pin a bunch of things that you like, and then after a day or two, come back and just look at it, get a bird's eye view, and you will start to see patterns that you didn't notice when you were pinning things, and it'll give you some fun insight into kind of what you really do like and who you really are. It's very fun. So take care. I'll see you next week.